not particularly common, but it is unfortunate and unusual that 3 years in a row now this has happened.
We are learning that a hunter mistakenly shot a grizzly bear in the Priest Lake drainage last week, thinking it was a black bear. What Fish and Game is saying about the incident.
This is a pretty common process that happens every year. It's a constant evolution.
Spokane Public Schools superintendent weighing in on the state budget and what it means for the region's largest district. The changes he's anticipating for the next school year. New tonight.
Scattered showers continue through the night, and we may see a chance of lightning and thunderstorms. That's all coming up on your full weather forecast.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Tonight, Spokane's public school district is eagerly awaiting the governor's sign-off on the state budget. There is still no clear indication how much SPS will be allocated, but as KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy explains tonight, district leaders are still making changes to save dollars.
Still no signature from Governor Bob Ferguson on just how much school districts like Spokane's could be working with. But no matter the dollar amount,
What we've heard is the governor is evaluating it line by line.
SPS Superintendent Dr. Adam Swinyard says it won't be enough to compete with inflation. That pesky line item keeps eating into district dollars, meaning SPS has had to contract its $500 million budget by $15 to $30 million every year.
That's really our long-range plan, is to keep the percentage of that change from one year to the next to as modest of a level as possible.
Part of that is adjusting along with attrition. The district loses around 150 employees annually, mostly due to retirement. That means staffers, including teachers, are reassigned or transferred, sometimes to different schools.
The numbers we're seeing this year are comparable to the last several years.
Part of the transfers are due to demand for certain classes.
Our courses in career and technical education have exploded. In things like world language, we've seen those decline.
The district's also looking to other cost-cutting measures, like consolidating its admin offices and the community school into one new building in the university district. Swinyard says the move will save the district $300,000 a year and bring in $5 million. One move they haven't made, though, and don't plan to for the foreseeable future, Swinyard says, is cutting jobs.
We're really proud that our long-term fiscal planning in Spokane has allowed us to avoid layoffs, unfortunately, unlike other school districts in our region.
Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
If you live in Idaho and you're looking to have a controlled burn, well, you must now get a permit through October 20th. Residents can obtain a free burn permit through the Idaho Department of Lands. Some cities and jurisdictions may have alternative or additional requirements for a burn permit. Residents can visit burnpermits.idaho.gov or contact their local municipality before burning. Intentional burns that become uncontrolled are a common cause of wildfires. Residents who initiate controlled burns can minimize wildfire risks by avoiding burns when the wind speed is greater than 8 miles per hour, the temperature is above 80 degrees, or if there is thunderstorm activity in the area. Campfires do not need to be permitted. All right, let's talk weather right now with KREM 2's Regan Gallo. She's in for Jeremy tonight, standing by the Outdoor Weather Center. And right now, Regan, it looks like you are rain-free tonight.
I am rain-free here in Spokane on South Hill. It's just cold enough where I don't want to take off this jacket, Mark, but you know, this is perfect for sunbathing. All I need is a lawn chair right here, and I'm feeling pretty good. But however, as I notice the sun, I also notice some very gray and thick clouds, and that's kind of going to be the theme for the next few days is will it rain? Will it not rain? Should I take that rain jacket? Can I take the dogs out for a walk? Those are all questions our audience is going to be bothered with for the most of this week. As you can see right now, it's about 59 degrees outside in Spokane, so it's feeling pretty good. A little windy, as you can see as well, but a lot of that rain we're going to be seeing is actually going to be in North Idaho as well as Colville and Kettle Falls. So what we're seeing right now is those temperatures really right now 55 in, let's see, Pullman, 59 in Spokane, and down south of us 61 in Lewiston. So we're just hitting those nice temperatures. We're not in the 70s like we were last week where it was super hot, but it doesn't feel too bad either with that rain. So this is what I wanted to show us. Okay, I got a little too excited about my satellite radar. Okay, so we're not seeing that rainfall from the coast. We're seeing it actually actually coming down from Canada, which is why in North Idaho, like Sandpoint, Bonners Ferry, Coeur d'Alene, and a little bit of Colville and Republic are getting more of that rain than we are right now in South Hill, Spokane. So let's take a look and get a little bit closer into that. As you can see, I'm going to zoom in. Sandpoint, that's where we're getting it. Coeur d'Alene, Deer Park. As you can see, Spokane, we're really not seeing that as much. Maybe a little bit in Rockford, but pretty dry in the West Plains as well in Cheney. So tomorrow we're going to continue those scattered showers. It's going to get a little bit drier on Thursday, and through the weekend we're going to see more chances of rain. That's all I got right now, Mark. Tossing it back to you.
Sounds good, Regan. We'll check back in with you later in the show. Earlier today, Washington State Patrol arrested 2 suspects and rescued 2 children after an Amber Alert was issued. Oregon State Patrol contacted WSP after they tracked the location of a stolen car in relation to an Amber Alert on I-90. The children, ages 2 and 3, in that vehicle, they were placed into protective custody. WSP said the Grant County Sheriff's Office and the Moses Lake Police Department helped with the arrests. New today, the private security guards who dragged a woman out of a Kootenai County town hall pleaded not guilty to multiple misdemeanor charges. Our news partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press report the 4 men who work for Lear Asset Management pleaded not guilty through their attorneys earlier this month. Back in late February, Dr. Teresa Bornpaul was forcibly removed from the town hall in North Idaho for shouting from the audience. The security guards that removed her are now being charged with misdemeanor crimes of battery and false imprisonment. Another man facing charges for allegedly pushing one of Bornpaul's friends also pleaded not guilty. Pretrial conferences and jury trials are scheduled to start between late April and mid-July. Yesterday, Governor Ferguson signed a bill that expands what actions qualify as animal cruelty. Under the new law, animal cruelty includes any act that hurts an animal as well as failing to give an animal the shelter or care they need. Animal fighting is also covered under this new law. In North Idaho tonight, a grizzly bear is dead after a hunter shot it thinking it was a black bear. It happened last week in Bonner County. KREM 2's Christian Garza spoke with the Idaho Department of Fish and Game about what the organization is doing to try to prevent this from happening again. Christian?
Yeah, Mark. Well, as of the 1st of this year, Idaho Fish and Game is requiring all black bear hunters across the state to take a mandatory bear identification test to help differentiate between the 2 species. An investigation is underway after a hunter turned himself in for shooting a grizzly bear in Bonner County near the Priest Lake drainage of Idaho's Panhandle on May 9th. Idaho Department of Fish and Game says the bear was a young female that the hunter mistook for a black bear. While hunting black bears is legal during this time, hunting grizzlies are not. Grizzlies are protected both under Idaho state and federal law.
It doesn't happen that often. I'll start with saying that, and I'll follow with saying, unfortunately, this has happened in this is the 3rd year in a row that this has happened, mistaken identity.
Ross says since 1982, 11 grizzlies have been mistaken for black bears and killed in the Panhandle. Idaho Fish and Game says the hunter is cooperating with the department's investigation. At this point, the hunter is not currently facing repercussions, but that could change as the investigation continues. Coming up tonight, I had a chance to speak with a grizzly bear conservation group about how even one accidental death can cause a ripple effect for future population progress. In the newsroom, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
Christian, thank you very much. New today, a judge sentenced a Lewiston man to 5 years in federal prison for making threats to kill his lawyer, a prosecutor, and members of the public. Back in 2022, while on Washington State community custody for a previous conviction, Trevor J. Lunny discussed his plans to commit a school shooting and other plans of mass violence to his Department of Corrections officer. Later, he would threaten his defense lawyer and the prosecutor in the case. Lunny will be placed on 3 years of supervised release after his 5 years in federal prison. We are just getting started on KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. As wildfire season approaches, Spokane County is taking steps to reduce wildfire risks near Micah Peak. More details about their proposal after the break. And the Spokane Neighborhood Action Partners calling attention to a proposed federal budget that would eliminate their funding. More ahead on KREM 2 News at 5.